Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're out here on this 2003 XP DI. First time riding one of these. It needs a good wet sanding and buffing. We need some hydroturf. And there's a few other things under in the engine bay compartment we need. Some rubber covers and stuff for the intake that we're missing, but nothing too drastic. It needs a good cleaning. And of course the speedometer is not working. The paddle wheel is all there, so I'm guessing the sensor is just shot. Our pisser's working. We've got water coming out. We got water coming out the pisser, so we're good there. This seat is a little tethered, so it will need a new seat cover. We are out here on Eagle Lake, in between Ashby and Battle Lake. It's a beautiful lake. I try to get out here a few times a year. I met my boss, the CEO of my company where I work, and this was his ski. His kids were pretty much grown up and not riding anymore. He had this and a Spark, and I told him I wanted this, so I got this at a really great deal. I'm very happy with it so far. And I'm going to put my phone away and I'll get some video of it on shore in a few minutes. Okay guys, so we got this. It's actually an 04. I thought it was an 03, but according to the last two digits of the VIN, it's an 04, not an 03. So a year newer than I thought it was. Yep, year 2004. We've got a little rub, little spot on the keel that we're going to put some red gel coat on eventually, probably not this season. So yeah, as you can see, the seat's a little weathered and cracking. It's got the orange peel effect. So the seat will have to get redone eventually as well. We've got some cracking hose here. This is going to need to be replaced. Can probably just get some a black one out of another model. Steering is a bit tight, especially right in this area. So we'll look into that. The previous owner kept breaking the trim rods, the VTS trim rods. So right now they've got this wire kind of holding it in spot instead of a rod, and it still has play. So we'll get that sorted out as well. The speedometer is not working. The wheel is good, so I'm guessing either the sensor is bad or the connector is bad. We'll turn it on for a second. Well, I don't have the key, but the hour meter on the gauge says 142 hours, but when I hooked up my computer to it, the MPEM says 31 hours. So I'm guessing the MPEM was replaced. Let's crack this open. Now, I'm not too familiar with the color codes for these, but we got a black engine and we got a gray silver kind of head. So I'm not sure exactly what is going on here. If these engines came black or if this was rebuilt, I do not know. But the engine itself looks pretty clean. The exhaust pipe is a little corroded, a little dirty. Could probably use a good cleaning. The inside of the hull is a little dirty, as you can see. We need to get that oil line and filter there changed out. This is the DI. I'm not very familiar with the DI, but I can do diagnostics with my can-do. It's got the rectifier up there. I'm not sure if on this year if that's a stock one or if someone added that or if they were internal to the computer. I thought on a lot of these they were internal on the newer ones. But I know in the carb models there should be a rubber boot around the base here of this manifold to exhaust pipe. So I'm assuming we're missing that. And there should be rubber covers to keep water from going into the intake on these. So I got those ordered off of eBay. And then we'll come back here to the rear. So there's the nice black latch. Not sure if this is the one that floats. I think it might be. Some of them floated because they like to pop off. As you can see, someone didn't have the right connectors and they used these stupid acorn nuts instead of doing them right. So we'll get that on this bilge pump. We'll get this harness fixed up properly. He says sometimes he could hear the bilge pump come on, sometimes he couldn't. I don't know. It's supposed to be a fully automatic bilge, but we'll make sure it works. The back is pretty dirty back here. Doesn't look like that carrier bearing, the front carrier bearing has been greased in a while. We'll pop some grease on that. This still has the rear carbon seal. It's hard to see, but it's using a rear carbon seal. It's gonna be a pain. Got the carbon seal. I'm going to leave it that way for now, but eventually we will pull the pump and we're going to do fresh oil in the pump and we'll check the wear ring and probably replace that while it's off. So we'll get all that good done, and while we have that off, we're going to swap out that carbon seal for a carrier bearing there as well. We'll get all those parts at OSD Marine. And I'll probably take a lot of this stuff out just so I can wash and clean it. And we'll probably throw some, probably cut while we have all the back kind of gutted, we'll cut the styrofoam out and get it ready for some aftermarket sponsons. Get rid of those stock sponsons, but that'll be down the road. Probably a project for next season. I rode it for about 20 minutes yesterday. Rode pretty good. I'm not used to having the engine up front, having that weight up front, so kept nose diving it. And I think we were getting a lot of water in. and not sure if the seal on this is letting water in or whatnot, but we even had a lot of water coming up into this as well, just lots of water. Not very happy about that. So when I got to shore, I had a lot of water in the back from nose diving it and whatnot. But once we get it all cleaned up and sorted, we'll take her back out to the lake, and we'll make sure that we don't have any hoses leaking really. Like I said, he said he's been driving it for 2 years with no issues other than the bilge pump not really hearing that coming on. So I'm also going to take the spark plugs out and put my borescope down and see what the cylinders and top of the pistons look like. We'll inspect that. So far all the exhaust bolts look good. Someone did put in this clamp. They got it facing down, so as you can see there, this rubber hose is on the threads and it's facing downward. That should be upward, so someone put this clamp on backwards and they made it virtually impossible to get to. So, but I'm thinking I'm going to take the exhaust pipe off, and I really hate doing that, especially on this one, because this back bolt back here is a pain to get to. But with it being up front, at least the pipe can come out of here a lot easier. So that's really the only bolt that's hard to get to. So we'll take the exhaust pipe off, we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll get the oil injection lines. I can't tell. Are there 3 lines? And there are 3 lines. Why are there 3 lines? What else are we oiling? So yeah, we'll get those replaced. That'll be a project for this season for sure. I've got to learn a lot more on these DIs. So yeah, I know on these, when I hook up my can-do, I hook it up to here instead of the des post up there. And of course, as we're waiting for some mechanical parts and other stuff, I'm going to do a wet sanding, remove decals, do a wet sanding, get her cleaned up, so hopefully we can make this fade look like this. You can tell the difference in the fade. Must have been a sticker here and that recently came off, but you can tell it's sun faded from sitting on a lift out in the sun for all seasons. But the ultimate goal is to get these mats off as well, and get some nice hydroturf on it. But we'll get these stickers removed, we'll get it all cleaned up, kind of do that. It's kind of a cosmetic stuff is kind of a secondary, mechanical stuff is primary, but you need some stuff to do while you're waiting for parts. So this will be the 04 build, the 04 XP DI build. And this will be one I will be keeping for my personal collection. I've always wanted this red and black one. Wish the bottom hull was black. But this will look really nice behind my Ford Ranger that I'm eventually going to get fixed up and get back on the road, that is red and black. So the dream is to ultimately have this red and black one, and then have the black 99, the black and yellow one, have that one painted, the top painted red. So then I'll have a X4 and this one red and black. That's kind of the ultimate goal to have on this trailer. So yeah, stay tuned for this build, guys. Until then, peace out, guys. We got a storm kind of coming up, so I probably won't hit the lake today, so I'm going to do some wrenching. And I'll probably get some more video for some other projects. Working on this 96 GTI, so stay tuned for that. Having some issues with that one. So that'll be it for this video. Drop that down for now. So hope you guys have a good weekend. Peace out.